you've seen my channel, you know I've never been in a relationship. I've never like even talked about if we were boyfriends. I was gonna say boyfriend and girlfriend. That says a lot. But the longest I've been in something like that has been 2 months. I don't even think 2 months exactly. It's probably been like a month and a half, really. And that was like 2 situations. So we're gonna be talking about those situations, and then I'm gonna talk about how I reached out to them. I've already said this in my other video, but I wanted to talk about them and make another video with that title, you know. Hopefully people will click on it. Like, I think people do like the story time videos, because like the one when I was leaving my job got a lot of views, I think. So I'm just gonna talk about that right now. So let's get into it. Transition now. So in that video I talked about 3 different guys, and I said I was gonna use their names as the years that they happened. So it's gonna be 2018 when it started, 2019 and 2020 once they ended and all that. I did talk to some people, and I like went out on dates, but like those were like even worse, because like it would only be 1 date and that was it, and you already know that it's done, you know. Those are really sad, because those kinds of dates, it's like I've went on a date before, or like we went on a date and then we just never talked again after that, and it's like we both lost interest. But then sometimes there's dates we go on, and then there's situations where one of the person wants to, you know, they don't lose interest and they want to keep going, you know, and they like try to message them, and it's so sad, because like I feel like it should be that you both lose interest. It shouldn't be one person that loses interest, because that's so sad. But that's how a lot of it goes. I'm very smart, as you can tell, and I'm very good with the words. That's why I am a writer. Writing is so different, because like, I'm not doing it live. So 2018, we only went on the 1 date, but we did spend the entire day together, and it was like the perfect date I've ever been on. We went to the movie. I drove halfway and he went on a train. All of it was so nice. Like, I went to pick him up at the train, we went to the movies, we went to the mall, we went to the park and the lake where he kissed me. It's like a, you know, fairy tale movie bitch thing, you know. And we went to Target. That's the movie. He bought stuff and I gave him my discount, and we were in my car just like cuddling, and we didn't do anything, you know. That's the thing, like, it's not like we hooked up and didn't talk again. It's like we were talking and it seemed like we were having a good time. And of course I'm not like trying to be crazy, like, you know, that, oh, like he made it seem like we were supposed to be together and now we're not. Like, I understand, like, I'm not gonna be like, you said you liked me. Just the fact that he blocked me is a pretty sure sign that he's not the one, you know. If you have to fight that hard, there is so many signs that you can tell that they're just not the one. And for me, I always can tell, so like early on, I can tell if they're not, or if they're not into me. If someone doesn't like you, you can tell exactly from the beginning. It happens like on dating apps. I'm always the one to use all these emojis. I know that's too much, but like, I want to let them know from the beginning, like, I'm really interested. And of course, those people are not interested in me, because they either don't reply or they just reply with hey, no emoji, no smiley face, nothing. Like, that should say a lot right there, right in the beginning. And looking back, I think that's how it was with a lot of these people. So like I said, we had this perfect day. I came home and I was like so happy, had the best time, thinking we were gonna be together and dating and all that. And that was my mistake. I got so invested in it. That's how dating should not be, especially online. I look at this profile and I'm like, oh, I'm looking through his pictures and I'm like, oh, I really believe he could be the one. And I'm thinking about, you know, all that. And then I'm like, you don't even know if he will match with you, if he likes you. Or he could have swiped left already. Like, in that case, they should have not even showed him to me if he already, you know, didn't like me. You know, like, you're someone that swiped left on you and they don't want to date you, but do you want to date them? Like, why do you even show me that? That's just so mean. Because I'm already thinking that I have a chance with them when I don't. But, like, that's my thing, and you should not see it like that, because, like, you don't know. So just look at it like, you know, I look at the pictures now and I'll be like, oh, I really anymore. I just, if I like the first picture, I'll be like, swipe right, don't even look at the other pictures. Or if I don't like them, swipe left, And it's so mean because, I don't want to be stereotypical. Not that there's another word for that. So judgmental and dependent on their pictures, and not even the picture, just how they look. I don't want to have to depend on their looks, they could have an amazing personality that makes up for their looks. I don't know. But I mean, it does depend on looks too, But it's I don't want to be mean that, oh, you're ugly. Doesn't mean that they're ugly. It just means that I'm not attracted to them. But that's a whole another video that I can cry about, because I'm one of those people that people say that to, But, so, I thought it was an amazing day, and I think, either that night or a couple nights later, I hear that he didn't feel the same. He thought it was kind of weird. I was weird and quiet. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you actually knew me, you would know that I talked a lot more than I usually would have. Especially with people that I don't really know. In person, well, I won't get into that now, because, people do not know me. At work, people say that I'm quiet. Obviously, I'm at work, I'm dying every single day, I find out he wasn't as interested. I didn't feel the same exact way. I don't remember what else happened, but he just blocked me. It's not like I was being we can work this out. Maybe I was, because at the time I was so trying to make it work because I really liked him. And you really should not do that. If he doesn't like you, just move on, Because at some point, you're gonna have to keep doing that throughout the relationship, and it's he didn't like you from the beginning, and you're trying to bribe him into doing that. It's not worth it. So then he blocked me, and I had the worst time. That sparked, people say, I learned that year that, you can't get depression from situations, or, I don't know. But that did create this dark time for me, because I felt no one would love me, and I would never find something like that. It took me how many years to find that, and then it turned to be nothing. So it's how many more years will it take to find something even better than that? And I guess it turned out to be 1 year later, but then that ended, So that year, it was the end of the year. I told you all these, that sounds so dumb. I told you before, all these happened at the end of summer. It's always weird how it happens during summer. I hate summer. So the rest of that year, I was going through it, and I told the story of how I came out. So that's what happened. I came out, and then I eventually moved on. I got better. It took a long time, but fast forward to a year later, in 2019, when I met someone and we started dating, and that was actually the longest before I met 2020. They were both 2 months or a month and a half. And 2019, I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure he doesn't watch my videos, so, well, let's start with 2018. With him, from the beginning, I knew that I really liked him. Same thing with 2019, I don't want to be mean. Not that it is mean, just because you don't like someone in that way, but, if you know for sure you don't like someone, you should not date them, So it's I at least knew that I liked them. I would tell him that if I didn't really like them, that we should just be friends. Even though that's kind of mean. Just, there's ways to say it, how you talk to customers, With him, I knew that I liked him right away. But then 2019, I really liked him right away too. But then, I don't know, there's always something that I just didn't know if we should be together, or I don't know. But regardless of that, I still liked him. We talked for about a month, we saw each other for a month, and they blocked me. Same thing with 2020. We talked for a month and then it stopped, it ended. Same thing with 2020. There was something that I just didn't know. Was it something that was missing, or I don't know. But the one thing I knew for sure was that I knew I really liked them, especially 2020. I knew that he was the perfect, best person I've ever been on a date with, ever dated, because he was so sweet and caring, and he wasn't into drugs. Not that the other people were, but he was so I don't know, he was so caring, a lot more caring than the other ones. friends and so supportive and so nice, and I could go on and on and on. There's nothing bad about him. Like, I couldn't think of one thing that was like I didn't like about him. I guess the only thing was that he didn't drive, and that really was not his fault. So like, I did not even care about that. So I reached out to 2018. He did not reply, and he didn't follow back. And he has a boyfriend, so that's, it's good. I wish them good. Same thing with 2008 or 2019. If he had a boyfriend, I would feel bad. But like, I kind of wish he did have a boyfriend, because like, you should be happy, and that doesn't mean you have to be with someone to be happy, but it would help a lot. So I reached out to him and nothing. I was so bitter and mad about it. I am not, but 2019, I messaged him and nothing. I still follow him and nothing. And 2020, he blocked me and I couldn't find him. So like, I tried to add him back, but it didn't let me. So if I could have reached out to him on Instagram or something, I would have just like said a small message, because I just wanted to go back and see how they've been, because it's not like we've been in years-long relationships, and now we're nothing. But it's like, they were a part of my life, and I cared about them for a short period of time, and I wanted to see how they've been, and maybe we could be friends, but I guess that's not how it works, really. The purpose of reaching out was to see how they've been and to hopefully like stay in connection. Or how to say that? Stay in contact. Just to be like, we don't have to talk all the time, but I don't know. I sound so dumb, and this video is probably dumb because I already said this entire story before. It's just its own video. So I don't know what will happen next. Maybe this summer I'll find another one and I'll add it to the list. But hopefully it won't last just 2 months, because that's the thing with dating. The purpose is to be with someone, for a long time. Communication is really the number one thing, like I said before. And that was the problem with all of these relationships. Instead of talking about it, you just block them. People don't like confrontation, and they just don't know how to say it. So it's like, I understand and I don't blame them. I'm just seeing it now. I wrote a song about this. You'll see it in my music playlist. What I take from all this is that if you feel something, you either need to not even go into it, not even try dating them, or be honest with them and tell them. Like with both 2019 and 20, it could have been me. I think it probably was me that something was missing, That's actually a real thing. Like, it actually is the problem to do with you, and they're just not willing to work through it, But if you feel something in the beginning, especially if you feel something right away, then you should go with that and realize it and be honest with them. If anything, figure out a way to talk to them about it, because it'll end up like this. So it's like, now I'm gonna be absolutely honest with every single relationship that I try to be in or to have. So thanks for listening to this ramble.